So fine. Today we'll discuss about the mathematical analysis of the first order low pass filter. So we are having a resistor and a capacitor with an op amp which is connected to the positive terminal, non-inverting terminal. And as usual, we are having the resistance which is connected to the inverting terminal, positive, negative, and this is the input which we are having, plus VCC and minus VEE. This is R and this is C and this is V naught. Now we'll consider this one. This is the junction where actually the final voltage which is being applied to the non-inverting terminal comes because we are having, even though this is the input, since we are having a voltage drop here, the total voltage whatever we get across this node, that will be the voltage which is going to act as final input to the non-inverting terminal. Now we need to first find out what is the voltage across the node A. To find the voltage across node A, as we can see that this capacitor and resistors, they are connected in parallel combination. So we can see that one terminal of this capacitor is connected to node A, other terminal is connected to the ground. So when you are connecting in this fashion, during that time, the voltage whatever you are getting across this node will be equal to the voltage drop or the voltage across this capacitor, because the voltage across R will not be equal to this voltage. Let's take this as VA, because the potential difference we are going to take, and we are not going to get the exact value of VA. But when you take across this, it will be VA minus 0. So that's why the voltage across capacitor will be the voltage which is going to be applied to the non-inverting terminal. So now let us apply. As we know, voltage divider rule, we need to first substitute the input supply voltage Vin into, we need to consider the reactance of the capacitor, because since we are talking about the voltage, so it will be minus J XC divided by R, sum of the total resistance which we are having in this particular network, R minus J XC. This is the first step. So this gives the impedance of the capacitor. Now we will substitute for XC. V in into, we'll take minus J 1 divided by 2 pi FC divided by R minus J into 1 divided by 2 pi FC. So they take this as equation number 2. Now simplify this equations. Whatever we can do, we will just further simplify it. When you simplify it, we get minus J into V in into 1 by 2 pi FC divided by, so we will be cross multiplying it anyhow, FC R minus J divided by 2 pi FC. This will get cancel out each other, so that we get minus J divided by 2 pi FRC minus J into V in. So this we can write it as V in by 1 minus 2 pi F RC by J. So we have taken J common in both the cases, numerator and denominator, and we have cancelled the J term. And also we know minus j can be given as 1 by j, or minus 1 by j can be given as j. From this, we can write VA is equal to V in divided by 1 plus j into 2 pi FRC. What is the equation for the voltage gain? What is the equation for the voltage gain? What is the equation for voltage gain?
Output voltage by input voltage.
Output voltage by input voltage. In this case, as you can see, let us take this as B. Okay. So, among these two, which is the virtual ground, A or B? Which is the virtual ground, A or B?
B, sir.
B. According to the virtual ground concept, we can write VA is equal to VB. Now we will apply to this. Which formula you are going to apply? Tell me, inverting or non-inverting formula? Inverting op amp or non-inverting op amp formula? Which formula you are going to apply?
Inverting, sir.
Inverting. Okay. Why inverting? Why not non-inverting?
Because the
Okay. Anybody? Others? Any other answers?
Non-inverting, sir.
Why non-inverting? Your friend told it's inverting.
Because it's a non-inverting op amp only, sir. So we need to apply that formula.
Yes. It's a non-inverting op amp. Whenever input is given to the non-inverting terminal, it is a non-inverting op amp. So whenever you are having input to the non-inverting terminal, it is non-inverting op amp. Please remember this. Don't have confusion at that level still. Okay. Now, if you want to apply the equation, see this part is our filter. The remaining part is our the amplifier, non-inverting amplifier. So as we know, the first order low pass filter is going to filter as well as amplify the signal. So that's why we are going to consider the non-inverting op amp here. So V0 is equal to VA into 1 plus, we will take this as RF, R1, let it be R2, 1 plus RF by R1. Yeah, we'll take it as R only. So now, whatever we have obtained, we know for VA here, take this as equation number 3. Substitute in the place of VA. V in by 1 plus J into 2 pi FRC into 1 plus RF by R1. Okay. Now again, we need to simplify as much as possible. Before that, what we need to do is, we need to consider the gain formula again. Gain, as we know that, gain is V0 by V out by V in, or V0 by V in. According to that, this is actually the basic gain formula which we have already discussed in our, if you remember in basic, the basic voltage gain, gain stability, all those things we have studied. From that we can write This is the standard formula, AF by 1 plus G into F by FH. F by FH. See, whatever we did till here, that is going to give you the V output, because we know what is V in, but we need to find out what is V out. Then only you can find gain. So what we can do is we can find out the gain by substituting V out and V in, or if you know the overall gain, then you can just substitute the frequency, and in that way also we can find out the gain. So now AF is the passband gain of the filter, and it is considered to be, when you compare with our earlier formula, it is 1 plus RF by R1, and F is the operating frequency of the input signal, and V naught by V in is nothing but the transfer function of the filter, or the gain of the overall circuit, low pass filter circuit. So this can be, if we want to express this equation in terms of in polar form, then V naught or V out is equal to V out by V in modulus, which is in the polar form. If you want to get the magnitude of this, as you know that whenever you want to find the magnitude, you will be taking the square root. So this is what we are having. V naught by V in is equal to AF by 1 plus J into F by FH. So for the purpose of writing it in the polar form, we need to write V naught, V out by V in for magnitude. It's AF by root of 1 plus F by FH whole square. So phi, that is the angle which is given by the formula tan inverse of F by FH. So this is the formulas, or I can tell it is how we are going to design. After this, we are having some cases with respect to this. For low frequency, F less than FH, then V out by V in will be equal to AF. That will be the final gain of the passband filter. If you are going to take the cutoff frequency, then that will be equal to F is equal to FH. Then gain will be V naught by V in is equal to AF by root 2. That is where we are going to take. See, this is cutoff frequency. So this is the lower frequency we are having, and we take 3 dB downwards. We are talking about this point. This tends to this point. This tends to this frequencies. So this point is the lower cutoff frequency, because after this, whatever we get, that is your higher frequency. When the frequency becomes equal to the higher cutoff frequency FH, during that time, then gain will be 1 by root 2 times of the total gain will be considered. Suppose if the given frequency of the signal is greater than FH, then what will happen according to this? When frequency becomes greater than the higher cutoff frequency, what will happen? F is the frequency of the input signal. FH is the higher cutoff frequency. When your input frequency becomes greater, see, this is the point which we call it as or this is the point which we call it as FH, higher cutoff frequency or high frequency. After the cutoff frequency, we get it is higher frequency. What will happen when your input, when the frequency becomes greater than FH? Hmm? What will happen when frequency becomes greater than fh? See the diagram, you'll understand. You guys should open up. You should think. If you are like this, and again you will suffer. If you have doubt, you can ask me. Just joining uh, doesn't make any useful things for you.
And why we have created this condition, 1 by fn should be greater than RP and that should be greater than 1 by S.
Sir, the gain will be greater than the what is given in the graphical representation, sir. The replace curve.
See, this is the AF means the actual gain. This is the actual gain, maximum gain you are having. I'm asking, when your frequency is crossing, what will happen to the gain of V0 by Vin is the gain which is obtained by the filter. AF is the maximum gain which we are having.
The gain will decrease.
Yes, gain will start decreasing. It will start decreasing. That's why we write V0 by Vin is less than AF. So this is the maximum gain that can be obtained. This is the gain which we are going to obtain from our circuit. This is what we have obtained. This is what maximum gain that can be obtained. So when you are having in the lower frequency range, these are the lower frequency range, then you can see that your gain obtained is equal to the maximum. This is the maximum frequency, maximum gain. So you are getting maximum gain only. But when f is equal to fh, then we'll take 1 by root 2 times of the maximum gain. So this is the gain value. Then when you are having higher frequency, during that time, we go for this condition. When frequency is greater than the higher cutoff frequency, then the gain of the circuit is lesser than the actual gain. So this is the maximum gain. It will be constant. But actual gain, whatever you are getting here from the circuit, will be lesser. See, it is keep on decreasing when frequencies keep on increasing than the higher cutoff, because this is the higher cutoff frequency. After that, whatever the frequency you will be giving for the input, the gain will be start decreasing. Okay. This is how our circuit works, and this is known as the stop band, and this is known as the pass band. So all the range of frequency till higher cutoff frequency, that will be passed, but after that, whatever the signals we are having, that will not be passed. So that means the gain will be reduced. When the gain is automatically reduced, so during that time, the signal will not be transmitted to the destination. So that is the idea behind this. After this, design procedure. This is very important. So this is the step-by-step procedure. If you remember, it is easy for you to solve the problems. First, choose the higher cutoff frequency FH. So usually they will only give the cutoff frequency. So that needs to be given. Next, select the capacitor value, because you are having R and C. The capacitor value is from 0.001 microfarad to 1 microfarad. So this is the range you can assume. Usually we take 0.01 microfarad. Just a minute. Sir. Amit sir. Okay, capacitor is 0.01, that is what we assume. Then once you know FH and C, then first we can take FH is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RC. By knowing the higher cutoff frequency in capacitor, you can find the resistor value. As many times I have told in, also we have learnt in other chapters also, resistors cannot be assumed. When you have an option to choose a capacitor, go for capacitor choosing the capacitor. Then you then you find the resistor. Last step, gain. So the maximum gain is given by 1 plus RF by R1. So this is the design procedure that needs to be followed. When you know gain, you can find the feedback resistance and R1 can be found. And usually in passband, in any of the filter, we usually prefer to have a unity gain. So when we prefer to have a unity gain, then we go for RF is equal to R1 in the majority of the cases. We take RF is equal to R1, and if we are having any suppose they have not given you the gain value, so they are not given the gain value. Let us assume during that time you have to assume the things. You have to assume the things, and you need to choose it as some standard value 10 kilo ohm. If they have given and if we can solve, then we can take it up. Okay. So if they are given more details, then we can find out RF and R1. If not, we need to tell a 10 kilo ohm can be chosen. So this is the design steps. This is common for all first order low pass filter circuits, whatever we are having. So let us take one problem and we'll understand. Design a first order low pass filter with cutoff frequency. Let me take 3 kilohertz with pass band of pass band gain of 3. Okay. Now step 1. Same, if you know the procedure, same steps you need to follow. FH is given. So FH is 3 kilohertz. And as I told you, choose the capacitor in that range, 0.001 to 1 microfarad. In that range, you can choose. So standard, usually we choose 0.01 microfarad. So can you tell me what is the value of R for this? Tanushree K, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me the answer for this.
Yes, I'm doing. Sir, R I got 5305.16.
In
5.3
chemical,
kilo ohms.
5.3.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other answer, or anybody can clarify?
Yes, sir.
Whether
5.3 kilo
Yes,
ohms.
sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Same
5.3
answer.
ohms.
Okay, good. Now, next part we need to find. So design means what? As we know, as per our knowledge, design means what we need to do. Will you design an op-amp? Will you
No, sir,
design a
you
power
will
supply?
find the resistors which are
Ah,
all in the circuit.
yes, we will find the resistors. So we have found R already. So we have C, R, C is given. C is given. So R and C we found. So that is filter part is over. Now we need to find out the resistance of the amplifier part, the non-inverting amplifier part. So for that we have the standard formula 1 plus RF by R1. This is the value we are having. So in this question they have given the gain. So RF by R1 is equal to, since this gain is given as 3 minus 1, that is equal to 2. That is RF is equal to 2 times R1. Okay. So this is, can you tell me, this is an unity gain or amplifying type of op-amp? Unity gain op-amp, or it is going to add some gain? By just seeing to this you can tell.
It will add gain, sir.
It will add gain, right? So let us choose R1 is equal to 10 kilo ohm. Then RF will be equal to 20 kilo ohm. Okay. After this, since they are not given the diagram, you have to write the diagram and substitute. You need to write the values. Okay. So don't forget to write the diagram. Rewrite the first order low pass filter diagram again. Take up one more problem. So determine the value of resistance required for low pass filter with cutoff frequency 30k radians per second and capacitor value 0.001 microfarad. Okay, I'll change the value. Take it as 40 and take it as 0.01. 0.01 microfarad. So what is this 40k radians per second?
So I said the oscillations.
Oscillation? No, what is actually?
Omega, sir.
Omega means what? Omega means what? What do you call
Angular frequency.
angular frequency? Right? They are telling with cutoff frequency 40. Yes, it is obviously omega. Which omega it is? Omega L, omega H. whenever you are talking about low pass filter, which will be the cutoff frequency?
Higher cutoff frequency. Yes,
Higher
like
cutoff frequency, right? So this will be f omega h. Please remember, when you take high pass filter, the cutoff frequency will be lower cutoff frequency. Okay, because that is the point till where we can expect some maximum gain. After that, the gain starts reducing. So omega h is being given. So it is 40k radians per second, and capacitor value is given 0.01 microfarad. So omega h, as you know that it is 2 pi fh. So fh, we have the formula 1 divided by 2 pi rc. So omega h is equal to 2 pi into 1 divided by 2 pi rc. 2 pi gets cancelled, and we are having 40 into 10 to the power of 3 value, and capacitor value is also been given. So now tell me the resistor value. Nikita, tell me the answer. Nikita, are you there? Is she absent?
Yes.
Absent.
No, sir. Present, sir.
Tell me the answer for R.
Yes, sir. 1 second. Sir, 2.5.
How much?
2.5k. Oh my God.
Okay. All of you got the same?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
2.5
yes, sir.
the ohm is the value. Okay. Here they are very specific. Determine the value of resistance required for. That means they are only asking for the resistance of the filter. Okay. If in the place of determine, if there is design, then you need to find all the resistance value. They're specifically asking, determine the value of resistance required for low pass filter. So low pass filter means RC filter. So that's why if you do this much, this is sufficient. And the application of the low pass filter is with respect to, as you know, audio filters, audio amplifier to limit the frequency or to remove the noise, and also it will be used in speakers, equalizers, where we will be tuning up the sound to reduce the high frequencies, all those things. So during that place, we'll be using the low pass filters. After this, the next one is the second order high pass filter, low pass filter. Second order low pass filter. If you observe the frequency response graph, the gain was reducing in terms of 20 decibel per decade, that which we call it as roll-off factor. So the roll-off factor is 20 dB per decade. But if you want it to, if you want the roll-off factor to be more, so that the higher frequencies will be limited very fastly, instead of having a very long slope, so that until that you'll be having the even higher frequencies will also will be passed. But if the roll-off factor is more, 40 decibel per decade, so then it is going to immediately go towards the zero gain. so that the extra higher frequencies which were allowed will be neglected, will be reduced. See here, if you take this is the first order, this is the second order, till here it will be keep on operating, and at least even though we tell the gain is keep on reducing, but still the frequencies will be allowed. But the roll-off factor is more, means during that time the gain will be reducing fastly. So during that time, the unwanted frequencies will be reduced soon. So that is the main intention. There is nothing much difference here. The only change is instead of having one RC, we are going to have two RC. Same circuit, whatever we have discussed, the same circuit we are going to have. This portion of the circuit, whatever we are having, this gives you first order. If you add this part to the first order, that becomes second order. Okay, if you have one RC, it is first order. If you have two RC, it is second order. Okay. The operation remains same. The only thing is, it is very identical, but the only thing is the gain of this, the gain of the stop band is going to reduce faster. That is, we call it as roll off faster, and roll off rate is 40 decibel per decade, which is almost twice the first order filter, so that the gain will be immediately reduced. And if you can analyze with respect to the ideal frequency response, it is almost matching with that, because in ideal frequency response, once you are going to meet the higher cutoff frequency, suddenly the gain should become 0. That is the ideal case. But practically it will not happen like that. It takes some time, and it is slowly it is going to reduce. We have a slope. That slope will be reduced to an extent, so that the extra unwanted frequencies will be reduced from the circuit. So here there is, when it is first order or second order or anything, we need to mainly concentrate on this portion, the filter part. Okay, we need to mainly concentrate on the filter part, because apart from this filter, if you consider this portion, apart from this filter, this portion is just an non-inverting op-amp. For non-inverting op-amp, we already have a formula. So we need to just consider on this filtering part, and we need to design that, and we need to find out the input signal based upon this filtered signal. Because whatever the input which is given to the op-amp, that will be V1. Even though Vin is the input, it has to pass through this filtering circuit, and that will be given at V1. Afterwards, by virtual ground concept, we'll apply and we find out the Vout. And here, since we are going to use the two RC pairs, we will be calling it as the second order. And to this second order low pass filter, we will be applying the mathematical analysis to this portion. So you can observe, this is the non-inverting input which we are going to give to the circuit. So we have to apply the mathematical analysis to the filtering part, and we need to apply our KCL at the node VA, and we need to derive the equation. This derivation is quite big, but if you understand, it is easy. And also it looks complex also, because if you forget at any point, the next entire equation will be wrong. And as we know, active filter, it's a combination of active as well as the passive elements. So in other words, we tell that passive filter is also a part of an active filter. Passive filter is also part of active filter. May I know why we call this passive filter is also a part of active filter? Any answer? Repeat. Passive filter is also a part of active filter. We call it as in this case. In this case, in the sense, active low pass filter. Yes.
So is it because the components resemble a passive filter?
Yes, very good. Because in the active filter, whatever we are designing, we are going to use R and C pairs. See, if you are just going to have this is a passive filter. If you add an op-amp to this, that becomes an active filter. Okay, this is the only difference we are having. In passive filters, we just use R and C and we'll try to filter it out. In active filter, along with this R and C, we are going to add an active element like op-amp or transistor. Then we try to filter the signal and try to add some gain to that signal, and we are going to send the output. Okay, so this is what we are going to discuss. Okay, this is quite big derivation. We can do this derivation in the next class. Probably in another 2 classes, I'll be finishing off this particular chapter, so that ends up in module 5, and we'll go to module 4 next upcoming classes, and we'll try to finish off the syllabus as early as possible.
If I ask you a little bit,